Hello everyone. Today I have a story about Charlie, a curious and adventurous Vizsla puppy. Charlie loves going on walks in the nearby forest with his family. One day, as he was happily exploring the woods, he discovered a small, unfamiliar path. This path led deeper into the forest, sparking a desire in Charlie to embark on a new adventure. While the family took a short break, Charlie quietly slipped onto the path. The deeper he ventured, the darker and quieter the forest became. Fear began to creep into Charlie's heart, but he summoned his courage and kept moving forward. No matter how difficult it seemed, his adventurous spirit remained unshaken. Along the way, Charlie encountered a large fallen tree blocking his path. The road seemed to end there, making it impossible for him to go further. However, Charlie didn't give up. He used his small body to find a way to crawl under the tree, and he continued his journey. Further along the path, Charlie met birds and small animals. They welcomed him warmly and shared with him the secrets of the forest. After hearing their stories, Charlie's eyes lit up with excitement as he found a new destination to reach. Finally, Charlie arrived at a hidden spot filled with beautiful, blooming flowers. This sacred place, guarded by the spirits of the forest, had been concealed from the outside world. Charlie sensed the special power of the place and carefully picked one of the most beautiful flowers. Determined to share the power of this secret place with his family, Charlie carried the flower gently in his mouth and made his way back along the path. The adventure in the forest was a great learning experience for Charlie, and he safely returned to his family. When Charlie showed the special flower to his family, they were filled with amazement and joy. Charlie learned that his curiosity and courage could lead to wonderful adventures, and that he had the strength to overcome challenges. From that day on, Charlie grew more confident and treasured the time he spent with his family. Always smiling, Charlie believed that new adventures awaited him in the future. Hello everyone. Today we follow the adventure of Charlie, a curious and kind-hearted Vizsla puppy. He's out exploring a park a little further from home with his family. While playing, Charlie suddenly hears a faint cry coming from the bushes. Intrigued, he moves closer to investigate and discovers a small lost kitten, all alone and scared. Determined to help, Charlie gently approaches the kitten, hoping to offer comfort. But the kitten, frightened by the unfamiliar surroundings, runs away. With a determined heart, Charlie decides to chase after the kitten, making sure it finds its way to safety. As Charlie searches every corner of the park, he faces several challenges. He pushes through thick bushes and crosses a small stream, never giving up despite the difficulties. Finally, under a large tree, he finds the kitten, too tired to move and softly crying. Charlie sits beside the kitten, offering his warmth and protection. Though weary from the search, Charlie carefully picks up the kitten and starts the journey back to his family. With every step, he knows he must keep the kitten safe, even as his own energy fades. At last, Charlie returns to his family, who welcome him with open arms, praising his bravery and kindness. The kitten, now safe and sound, drifts off to sleep, comforted by Charlie's presence. Through this adventure, Charlie learns the importance of helping others and the strength of not giving up in the face of challenges. His courage and compassion touch the hearts of his family, reminding everyone of the value of kindness and the power of working together. Hello everyone. Today we're going to follow the adventure of Charlie, a brave and curious puppy who has one big fear: thunderstorms. Usually, Charlie is full of energy, exploring every corner of his world with excitement. But whenever thunder roars, he feels anxious and scared, looking for a safe place to hide. One summer evening, Charlie is relaxing with his family in the cozy living room. Suddenly, a fierce thunderstorm begins. The loud thunder echoes through the house, and Charlie begins to tremble. He tries to hide, just like he always does when he hears that frightening sound. Even though his family is nearby, Charlie can't stand the thunder's noise. Panic sets in, and he frantically searches for a place where he can feel safe. In his haste, he accidentally slips out through an open back door and finds himself outside in the middle of a heavy rainstorm. Fear grips him even tighter as he realizes he's out in the storm. All he wants now is to get back inside. The rain pours down relentlessly, and the thunder crashes all around. In the dark, stormy night, Charlie becomes lost, wandering around the house, unsure of where to go. Despite his fear of the thunder, Charlie keeps searching for a safe spot. He tries hiding in a small shed and under bushes, but nothing feels secure. He feels so alone and afraid. Then, just when Charlie feels like giving up, he hears the worried voices of his family calling out for him. Guided by their voices, he starts making his way back. Slowly, he approaches the small shed behind the house. Finally, he reaches it and finds some shelter from the rain and thunder. For the first time in what feels like forever, he feels a bit safer. Inside the shed, Charlie begins to calm down. He realizes that being scared of thunder is natural, but he also knows he needs to be brave to return to his family. Outside, the thunder still rumbles, but thinking of his family, Charlie finds the courage to take those first steps back home. After what seems like a long journey, Charlie makes it back to his family. They are waiting for him, ready with warm embraces, overjoyed to see him safe and sound. Though he is soaking wet, Charlie feels a surge of pride. He managed to face his fears and come back to the people who love him most. Through this experience, Charlie learns an important lesson. Having the courage to face your fears can make you stronger. And every time thunder rolls again, he finds himself a little braver, knowing that with his family by his side, he is never alone. So remember, everyone, sometimes it's okay to be scared, but courage and the support of those who care for us can help us overcome any storm. Charlie is a brave and curious Vizsla puppy who loves exploring new places. Today, he's about to embark on a big adventure in the bustling city. One bright morning, Charlie's family decides to take him on a trip to the city. Charlie has never been to the city before, and he's excited to see all the sights, sounds, and smells. As they stroll down the busy streets, Charlie's eyes widen with excitement at the tall buildings and the crowds of people. However, as they walk through a bustling square, something catches Charlie's attention: a group of children playing with a ball. Curious and playful as always, Charlie darts towards the children, wanting to join in on the fun. In the excitement, he loses sight of his family. Realizing he's now alone in a sea of unfamiliar faces, Charlie feels a surge of panic. The city, which seemed so fascinating just moments ago, now feels overwhelming and frightening. He starts looking around frantically, trying to find his way back to his family. Charlie weaves through the crowds, dodging between legs and avoiding bicycles, his little heart pounding with anxiety. He tries to retrace his steps, but every corner looks the same, and the noise of the city makes it hard to focus. He stops to ask for help from a kind-looking passerby, but they don't understand his barks. Just as Charlie starts to lose hope, he remembers something his family taught him: to always stay calm and think clearly. Charlie takes a deep breath and decides to follow the scent of his family, trusting his keen sense of smell. He picks up a familiar scent and starts to follow it through the busy streets. After what feels like an eternity, he spots a familiar sight: the family's favorite bakery. With renewed energy, Charlie trots toward the bakery, his tail wagging furiously. As Charlie reaches the bakery, he spots his family just inside, looking worried and calling out his name. Charlie barks loudly to catch their attention. When they see him, their faces light up with relief. Charlie feels a rush of joy, realizing how much he missed them. He may have been scared, but he trusted his instincts and found his way back. Charlie is warmly welcomed back by his family, who shower him with hugs and kisses. They are so happy to have him back safely. Despite being a little shaken, Charlie feels proud of himself for staying calm and using his senses to find his way. The city is no longer a scary place, but a place full of adventure and new experiences. Through this experience, Charlie learns the importance of staying calm and thinking clearly, even in frightening situations. He also understands how important it is to stay close to his family, especially in new and unfamiliar places. The adventure taught him that sometimes bravery means trusting your instincts and keeping a cool head. And so Charlie's day in the city ends on a happy note, with a warm lesson learned and a new adventure under his collar. So remember everyone, adventures are fun, but always stay close to those who care for you and trust your instincts. See you next time for another journey with Charlie. Hello everyone! Today, Charlie is about to embark on a very different kind of adventure. Charlie, the brave and curious Vizsla puppy, is out for a walk in the woods with his family. He's always excited to explore new places, sniff new things, and run around freely. As usual, Charlie is full of energy and enthusiasm, but today, something unusual happens. While exploring, Charlie notices a strange-looking plant. Curious as always, he sniffs it and gently touches it with his paw. Suddenly, a magical force takes hold, and Charlie starts to shrink. The world around him gets bigger and bigger, and soon, Charlie finds himself just a few centimeters tall. Everything in the forest now looks massive. The trees, the leaves, even the tiny insects. At first, Charlie thinks this might be fun, but it doesn't take long for things to become scary. Giant ants march by, and even a bird swoops down from the sky, nearly picking him up. Charlie knows he has to figure out a way to return to his normal size, but the tiny world is full of challenges. Despite his fears, Charlie sets off to find a way to get back to normal. Along the way, he encounters many obstacles. He has to dodge giant insects, avoid falling leaves that are now as big as houses, and even use a leaf to cross a small stream that now looks like a river. The world is so big, and Charlie is feeling overwhelmed, but he pushes forward, determined to find a solution. Finally, after what feels like hours of searching, Charlie discovers something familiar. It's a plant, one that looks just like the strange one he touched earlier. Could this be the key to returning to his normal size? But it won't be easy. The plant is surrounded by obstacles, and Charlie will need to use all his courage to reach it. With bravery and determination, Charlie weaves his way through spiderwebs, dodges gusts of wind, and makes his way toward the plant. His heart races, but he knows this is his chance. Finally, after a tense journey, Charlie touches the plant. And just like that, he begins to grow. In moments, he's back to his normal size, standing tall once again. Relieved and proud, Charlie makes his way back to his family, who had been worried when they couldn't find him for a little while. They greet him with love and hugs, and Charlie feels proud of himself for overcoming such a big adventure in such a tiny world. Through this experience, Charlie learns the importance of courage, staying calm, and thinking clearly even when things seem scary. He now knows that he can face any challenge, big or small, as long as he keeps his cool and trusts himself. And so today's adventure comes to a happy end, with Charlie back where he belongs. Remember, friends, no matter how small or big the world around you may seem, stay brave, trust yourself, and you'll always find your way. See you next time for another adventure with Charlie. Hello everyone! Today, our brave and curious Vizsla puppy, Charlie, is about to have an adventure unlike anything he's ever experienced. Charlie loves playing with his toys, especially when his family is around. But today, something extraordinary is about to happen that will make his toys more lively than ever before. It's a quiet afternoon, and Charlie's family has left him alone at home while they run errands. Charlie has all his favourite toys scattered around the living room, from plush animals to squeaky balls. But without his family, he feels a little lonely. He wishes for someone to play with him, and as if by magic, something strange begins to happen. Suddenly, Charlie's favourite plush dinosaur starts to move. Then the squeaky ball rolls on its own. One by one, all the toys in the house come to life, jumping, rolling, and bouncing around. At first, Charlie is excited. This is like a dream come true. But as more and more toys spring to life, the situation starts to get out of control. The toys are zooming through the house, knocking things over and causing chaos. Charlie tries to keep up with the lively toys, chasing after them, but they are everywhere. The squeaky ball bounces high into the air, knocking over a vase. The plush dinosaur climbs onto the furniture, and the toy cars zoom past Charlie's legs. He quickly realizes that he can't just play along. He has to figure out how to calm things down before his family comes home and finds the mess. As Charlie watches the chaos unfold, he remembers what his family always tells him. When things get tough, stay calm and think things through. Charlie takes a deep breath and starts to organize the toys one by one. He gently nudges the plush dinosaur back to its place and uses his paws to stop the bouncing ball. Little by little, the toys stop moving, and the house begins to return to normal. Once the house is finally quiet, Charlie looks around at the tidy living room. He feels a sense of pride in himself for keeping calm and handling the situation. The house is no longer a mess, and all the toys are back where they belong. But more than anything, Charlie realizes that while having lively toys might be fun for a while, nothing compares to playing with his family. Just as Charlie finishes tidying up, the front door opens and his family returns home. They notice how calm and happy Charlie is, not knowing the magical adventure he just had. Charlie rushes over to greet them, his tail wagging with excitement. He may have been home alone, but he handled the wild toys all by himself. Through this unexpected adventure, Charlie learns the importance of staying calm, even when things seem overwhelming. He understands now that sometimes the best way to handle a situation is to think it through carefully. Most importantly, Charlie realizes that toys are fun, but nothing beats the love and companionship of his family. Hello everyone. Today, our brave and curious Vizsla puppy, Charlie, is about to embark on an unusual adventure, one where he'll learn something very important about himself. It's a sunny afternoon, and Charlie is outside playing in the yard as usual. He loves chasing his shadow across the grass trying to catch it. But today, something strange happens. His shadow is missing. Charlie looks around, puzzled. Where could his shadow have gone? Determined to find his missing shadow, Charlie starts searching everywhere. He checks under the trees, behind the bushes, and even looks inside the house. But no matter where he looks, his shadow is nowhere to be found. Charlie feels a bit scared and lonely without his shadow by his side. Just as Charlie begins to lose hope, he notices a mysterious glow near the corner of the yard. He follows the glow, and suddenly a door appears in the ground. Charlie, curious as always, steps through the door and finds himself in a strange new place, the shadow world. In the shadow world, everything looks different. The trees are dark, and the animals have long, dancing shadows that seem to move on their own. Charlie begins to explore, looking for his own shadow. Along the way, he meets other shadows, but none of them belong to him. After wandering for a while, Charlie hears a familiar sound, his own bark. He follows the sound and finally finds his shadow. But his shadow looks sad and lost. Charlie realizes that he's been taking his shadow for granted. always chasing it, but never appreciating its presence. Charlie gently nudges his shadow as if to say, "I'm sorry for not appreciating you." The shadow perks up, and they begin to move together again, perfectly in sync. Charlie realizes that his shadow is a part of him, always by his side. With his shadow back where it belongs, Charlie heads back through the door and finds himself in the yard again. The sun is setting, casting long shadows across the ground. This time, Charlie doesn't chase his shadow. He walks beside it, knowing they're a team. Through this adventure, Charlie learns that sometimes the things we take for granted are the most important. His shadow is more than just a plaything. It's a part of who he is. And from now on, Charlie knows that he and his shadow will always be together. And so, today's adventure comes to a happy end. Remember everyone, sometimes the things you chase are already by your side, waiting for you to appreciate them. See you next time for another exciting journey with Charlie. Hello everyone! Today we have a truly close call adventure for Charlie. Let's see how he bravely faced the challenge. It's a warm afternoon and Charlie is running around the yard. He rolls over the grass, sniffs the ground and enjoys the freedom and fun of the yard. Birds are chirping and a gentle breeze blows. Charlie looks incredibly happy. Suddenly, a strange buzzing sound reaches Charlie's ears. He starts looking around for the source of the sound, and then he finds it, a large hornet. Curious, Charlie tries to chase it, but he quickly notices that the hornet is acting aggressively. Realizing the danger, Charlie takes a step back. But in that moment, the hornet flies straight towards Charlie. Charlie's eyes widen, and he immediately takes off running. His heart pounds, and driven by fear, he sprints through the yard at full speed. He leaps over bushes and weaves between plants. The buzzing of the hornet grows louder and softer as Charlie, out of breath, desperately tries to shake it off. Charlie attempts to hide among the large trees in the yard. He crouches in the shade, holding his breath. But the hornet persistently chases after him. Charlie darts out from the trees and starts running again. The wind brushes his ears, leaves scatter beneath his feet, and Charlie runs on with all his might. Fear is written across his face as he flees dramatically. Next, Charlie sets his sights on the low fence near the house. He thinks, "If I can just get over there, I might be safe." Summoning all his strength, Charlie races towards the fence. He jumps over it and somehow manages to land, diving straight under the deck. It's narrow, too narrow for the hornet to enter. For the first time, Charlie finally catches his breath. Hidden under the deck, Charlie's heart is still pounding. He watches the hornet through the window, catching his breath. Gradually, the buzzing sound fades, and the hornet eventually disappears. Charlie breathes a deep sigh of relief, finally feeling safe. After a while, Charlie's family notices him and calls out, "What happened, Charlie?" with concern in their voices. Though still slightly shaken, Charlie finds comfort in their voices. He slowly comes out from under the deck, and as he runs towards his family, he regains his peaceful time in the yard once more. Through this adventure, Charlie learned that nature holds not only fun, but also hidden dangers. He also learned the importance of quickly escaping when feeling threatened. Charlie is brave, but also understands the need for caution. So everyone, remember to be careful when playing in nature. See you again on the next adventure. Hello everyone! Today we have an exciting and heart-pounding adventure with our brave puppy Charlie. Let's see how he handles this unexpected challenge. It's a sunny afternoon and Charlie is happily playing in the park, running through the grass and feeling the breeze on his face. He's having a great time, as usual, when suddenly a strange balloon starts descending from the sky. Curious, Charlie walks over to it. As soon as Charlie touches the balloon, something surprising happens. It inflates rapidly and lifts him up into the air. At first, Charlie is amazed. He's soaring above the park, watching everything below get smaller and smaller. But soon, as the balloon climbs higher and higher, Charlie begins to feel nervous. The ground is now far beneath him, and the wind is getting stronger. Suddenly, the balloon starts to wobble. A gust of wind shakes it violently, and Charlie clings to the balloon for dear life. His heart races as he realizes the balloon is spinning out of control. The rope underneath snaps, and the balloon shoots upward even faster. Charlie panics. What will he do now? The wind howls as Charlie zooms past the treetops, his paws gripping the balloon tightly. He looks down and sees a large lake below. If he falls, it will be a disaster. But Charlie remembers something important. When things get scary, staying calm is the key. He takes a deep breath and starts looking for a solution. As the balloon begins to descend rapidly, Charlie spots a tall building coming up fast. He's about to crash. With quick thinking, Charlie bites the balloon, adjusting the wind's direction just enough to avoid the roof. It's a close call, but Charlie narrowly misses it. Now he's heading toward a big tree. Desperate to land safely, Charlie pulls hard on the balloon's ropes and changes its course. With all his strength, he manages to steer the balloon toward an empty field in the park. Finally, Charlie touches down in a small clearing. He lets out a sigh of relief as his paws hit the ground. He did it! Charlie managed to escape the wild ride and land safely. He looks up at the sky, still amazed by what just happened. When Charlie's family arrives, they have no idea about his high-flying adventure. They call out to him, and Charlie rushes over to greet them, wagging his tail with pride. They may not know what he went through, but Charlie is proud of himself for staying brave. Today, Charlie learned that no matter how scary things might seem, staying calm and thinking things through can help you overcome any challenge. See you next time for another adventure with Charlie. Hello everyone, today is a very special day for Charlie. It's the story of his most cherished day, a picnic with his family filled with beautiful memories. Let's begin. It's the last picnic Charlie will spend with his family. The sun is shining warmly in the park and the trees gently sway in the breeze. Charlie and his family have come to their favorite spot. They gather around, laughing and chatting as they spread out their picnic blanket. Charlie happily runs around, rolling in the grass, and occasionally returns to his family with his tail wagging excitedly. The family plays games with Charlie, tossing a frisbee and throwing a ball. Charlie loves chasing the ball, feeling the wind rush past him as he sprints. Surrounded by smiles and laughter, Charlie's heart is full of joy, as if this day could last forever. As time passes, the sky turns a beautiful shade of orange as the sun begins to set. Charlie and his family sit quietly on the grass, watching the sunset together. With the golden light bathing them, they reminisce about all the wonderful memories they've shared with Charlie. He lies peacefully beside them, feeling their warmth and love. As the picnic comes to an end, the family looks at Charlie with loving eyes, realizing just how much he means to them. Charlie, too, feels blessed to be with his family. As the sun sets, he's filled with gratitude for the love and connection they share. Today's picnic has become an irreplaceable memory for Charlie and his family. Charlie understands more than ever how precious it is to spend time with those you love. In his heart, the bond with his family will last forever, and he knows that they will always be together in spirit. And so, Charlie's last picnic with his family ends with a heartwarming and loving memory. Remember to cherish the time you have with your family. We hope to see you again with Charlie on another adventure. Goodbye for now.